You ready?
I have been ready, like the conquistadors of old.
Oh, valid. Hey, welcome back everybody to another episode of V-Time, episode 219. We got a fucking jam-packed episode for you this week because we're covering 2 weeks. That's
How many red lines? Is it 3 red lines?
No, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lines, I want to say.
Jesus Christ. Wait, are we counting the V-SpO?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, that explains it.
Luckily, we're going to make a couple changes to not only this, but also future V-Times. We're going to cut out any and all unnecessary commons, unnecessary rares, and we're only going to cover double rares and higher. Maybe we'll cut some double rares if they're not that good or important. We're just going to focus on key cards and ride lines. That way it condenses the episodes a little bit more, and we can actually focus and actually elaborate more instead of trying to speed through all of it so that the episodes are not too long.
But what if those commons or rares are actually good?
Then they will be mentioned.
That's fair. Watch the episode still take 2 hours.
Oh, 100%, because like I said, we have 5 rat lines. So let's just get this fucking show on the road.
Hey, yes, package for Mr. Top Deck Heroes.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks. Mr. Top Deck Heroes. Mr. Top Deck Heroes, package. Man, another one? What is with this guy? Mr. Top Deck Heroes.
Oh, Melody again.
Mr. Top Deck Heroes.
Oh,
package.
yes.
Oh, God. Thank you. That was heavy. What's in that one?
Oh, trading cards.
Cards. Was every one of them cards?
Yeah.
How can you afford that?
Oh, that's interesting you say that. I got it from this place called
Secret.
Man, these people are crazy.
It's no secret. 50 cards. Use code TD Heroes for a discount.
All right.
All right. Starting us off with some fun stuff. Hector, what was one of your favorite decks before G and G?
Before G and G, that would be Aqua Force.
Yes.
Not this one specifically, but you know, it's still Aqua Force. So this one is Myar Clawsome Dragon. It is a grade 2, 10k, obviously, you know what it does. Skill auto, when this unit is discarded from hand during your turn, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Maelstrom in its card name, cost Energy Blast 2 and call this to the rear guard. I'm sad Maelstrom got something good like this before Blackbird. Because this is semi-decently good. Other skill, continuous rear guard circle and guardian circle. If your order zone has a blue storm armada, this unit can intercept from the back row and it gets power plus 5k, power plus 5k, shield plus 5k. Active on your opponent's zone too. Yeah, Blackbird would have loved this.
I love the synergy with this with current Maelstrom support, because what you can do with all your shenanigans of restands, you can keep this in the front row. It is a tier dragon, so you can even call it out of soul if you find a way to put it into soul. But you basically can swing at it and then use the promo grade 2 to swap positions. So this goes in the back row and the promo goes in the front row, so I can swing again. And now you have a 10k interceptor in the back row if you need it.
I mean, Maelstrom's getting a little too good.
Did you see the grade 1 double rare that, or yeah, I think she was a double rare, or she might have been a triple rare that they got in set 2?
Which technically was supposed to be Flagberg support, but it was more Maelstrom support than anything. And triple rare, yes.
In a sense, yes. All the energy charges and all the energy blasts necessary to make this work. But with the Maelstrom getting a support card like this, we can kind of predict that so will Lucier. So will Minerva, because we already got a support card for... Oh, my brain. It was Ezel, so we kind of predicted Vermilion is going to get one. So we're seeing all of the encounter cards get some form of support this set.
One way or another.
Some more than others, potentially. But we're going to move on to last week's, or 2 weeks ago, Tuesday stream, where they revealed us a new Sojo Doji and support cards to go with him. And we're going to start off with a very simple card for the deck called Stealth Beast Rokurai. It's a grade 1 8k that says auto rearguard when this unit boosts. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard Sojo Doji in its card name, cost put a card from hand into soul, choose a face-up card in your opponent's bind zone and put it into drop. Not a terrible effect, but not good either.
It's filler for their new quote-unquote playstyle.
It's one of those, like, I'm going to minus myself one and build a card in soul, which, depending on your setup, is actually really good for Sojo, to make sure you do not get one of your cards back after I bind it. But, you know, we're going to cover a couple other cards here that are going to make that non-important. But before we do, we have another card, Hector, that I'll let you know why this card is good. But first, read it.
I know, I've seen the video. So this is a grade 1 Fulgent Stealth Rogue Kinran. Auto, at the end of the battle, this unit boosted. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard Shoujo Doji's card name, cost, put 2 rear guards with stealth in their card name from the same column as this unit into the soul, which itself and whatever it's boosting. Choose a grade 2 or greater card with stealth in its card name from your drop and put it into your hand. That's stupid.
Yup.
I was playing against Alex that Saturday, and the massive hand this man was just building and taking cards out of my hand.
Yep.
Not my hand, but you know what I mean, the bind zone.
The good thing about this card is it has 2 to 3 uses. One, it sets up soul. It clears rear guards. But the 2 key parts is the fact that Alex actually dabbled into this. I wonder if he's going to try it. You can only run 1 Persona Ride in this deck now, and you can always Persona Ride because of this card. Because as long as you see it and find a way to discard it, yeah. And then it just keeps
like... you can pitch it out of soul. Yeah, pitch it out of soul, bring it back with this, so...
You can really just run 1 Persona Ride and you're not struggling at all. On top of that, the other reason this card is really good is it puts 2 cards into soul in 1 instance. So you activate your grade 3 that becomes a 23k attacker. You activate the promo that's in your bind zone, so you can counterblast 1 and call it from bind zone now. And now you even cleared up a rear guard to call it to, which extends multi-attack if you do combos in the correct order.
Which is getting kind of scary.
Speaking of combos in the correct order, one of the reasons why extending and calling that promo, even though the promo is only a 10k, it doesn't gain any power by getting called, so unless you Persona Road or have an effect like this, it wasn't any good, but now it is. Because this grade 2 triple rare kind of broke the deck next to the new Sojo Doji. So we have Stealth Dragon Ogiyashi. As I said, it is a grade 2 and it has 2 very fun abilities. The first one is when this unit is placed on rearguard, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card with stealth in its card name from among them, put it into soul, shuffle the deck, and if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit gets 5k until the end of the turn, making a 15k attacker that deck fins. Because why not? For free, by the way, for fucking free. Its second ability... Yeah, second ability is auto when this unit is put on rearguard. When this unit is put from rearguard into soul during your battle phase. Not by Vanguard's ability, just put from rearguard into soul during battle phase. So either Vanguard's ability or the grade 1 we talked about. Counterblast 1. Choose 2 face-up cards in your opponent's bind zone and put them into drop. And you, the player, get all of your front row units with stealth in their card name get 5k power until the end of turn.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
I think the 2 cards putting it from the bind zone into the drop is a little too much. I think they should go with 1.
So here's just a quick illustration of a very quick combo if everything is set up correctly, right? You have a couple of the promo in the bind zone. You have this, and behind it is the grade 1 we talked about. You have something behind the Vanguard that doesn't matter, and you have another column that's just a swinger, right? You swing with the column that has this. You use the effect, put them both in the soul, grabs a grade 2 or greater from drop, so you plus a card to hand. This thing activates, removes cards from their bind zone, and then gives your front row a basically half persona ride. And then you activate the promo. The promo calls itself, and now it's a 15k attacker. And you can all do this all while they're grade 2, mind you. So now you have that. So you swing with potentially the other column. You swing with the new card you just got on the board. Then you swing with Vanguard. You put 2 rearguards on the soul. You call out 2 new rearguards. You can call another copy of the promo again. And let's say you called one of this, you can kind of do this stupid combo again. It's a fucking lot of CB, but you also have a counter charger.
Mm-hmm.
It's Magical Christmas Land, but it's a very viable Magical fucking Christmas Land.
If they let it get there, it can get there.
Uh-huh. And not to mention, every time this guy goes into soul, if you pay the counterblast, your front row is just getting 5k bigger.
I made the mistake of giving him too much CB the first time.
Let's cover the new Soja Doji, because he just got a complete upgrade.
Oh, like a motherfucker. So his new name is now Cloudwater Flipfoot Stealth Rogue Shoujo Doji. Continuous Vanguard. This unit is also regarded as Peak Personage Stealth Rogue Shoujo Doji. Act Vanguard once per turn, cost Energy Blast 3. Bind 3 cards with Stealth and their card name from your soul. Choose 2 of your opponent's rear guards. Bind all of the cards on the chosen rear guard circle. Your opponent chooses a card from hand and binds it. So automatically that's binding 3. Stupid. Yep. At the end of your turn, your opponent puts them in their hand. Oh, gee, thank you. That doesn't really matter.
No.
Auto. Vanguard. When this unit attacks or is attacked, that's key. Cost. Put 2 rear guards. Choose up to 2 cards with Stealth and their card names from your bind zone and call them each to front row and back row. If it is your opponent's battle phase, you may call the chosen card to the guardian circle instead of the rear guard circle.
Mm-hmm.
That's stupid.
If you can set up your bind zone, and if you can set up your soul and board, and you're fighting against something that doesn't retire, not only are you multi-attack extending, because you can have the whole promo. You know what was the one weakness about the promo that called itself for a counterblast? You usually didn't have a good booster behind it, and you were trigger reliant to make it a good attacker. Not anymore. But
nope.
I don't know if Alex did this to you, but if you set it up correctly, you can PG from the bind zone.
No, he couldn't get it up against me.
Well, you can PG from the bind zone. You can recycle PGs. They got cards, they just grab cards from drop if they have a stealth name, which because of Shiranui, you have the good stealth PGs now, and truck them into soul. So Soji effect just puts that PG in the bind zone. And as long as you're fighting against a deck that doesn't retire and you have 2 rear guards, you put those 2 rear guards of the soul, you choose that fucking PG, you call it, and you just discard 1 card to nullify.
Oh, which is, stupid.
I think from our video, the one weakness the deck does have is while it does rush, can rush in turn 1, turn 2 into turn 3, it doesn't start making advantage in hand size until turn 4. So it does have that little bit of a glass cannon mentality, but it's pushing so much in the early game that sometimes it just doesn't matter.
That is one of the things that, like, when I was using Barga against him, and we kind of went back and forth, and we both got ourselves like to 4 damage before we both got to grade 3. But once I was able to push him back easily, like his hand went to middle shit down. He just couldn't bring it back. Versus Varga, you know, you get rid of all your shit, but you get your hand back.
That is also Alex's mentality. He likes to put everything down and rush, so he sometimes puts himself in a vulnerable position where his hand side's like, yeah, I have to take this. So
yeah,
if you
he
play,
does that.
If you play Soja Doji more conservatively and just play cards that kind of plus you back while you still rush in a sense, I think you should be fine.
Yeah, it's that fine line of choosing. Do you want to rush? Like you gotta want to rush a little bit, but not too much to where you shoot yourself in the foot.
Exactly. So overall, I do want to make one more point about the new Sojo. I see no point, absolutely no point, of its first ability that it's also regarded as the old one, because this new one completely replaces the old one and does not have you any reason for you to run the old one where that effect might matter.
Yeah, agreed. It's not like Hex Orb.
Hex Orb makes sense.
Yeah, like I said, it's not like Hex Orb. Like, it makes sense if you ride the first one, because you need the Persona ride to affect everything, or like other stuff.
And it's not like the glitter units where you have to ride on top of the old one and then it just come back. So it's just a completely new, it's a reworked Soja Doji. It's a completely just reworked Soja Doji.
You know what I'm hopeful for? I'm hopeful for a complete rework of Flagberg like this. Yeah,
you can keep hoping, good my man. You can keep hoping because we got to move on. Speaking of commons and rares that are noteworthy, this is one that I did want to point out. It's called Steam Fighter Emisum, and it's a Dark States Grade 1 8K rare that says auto when this unit is put on Guardian Circle, Energy Blast 3, choose one of your opponent's attacking Vanguards, and it gets -5 until the end of turn.
Oh, that's a thing.
That is a thing. That is very much a thing. It's like, to take Vargan, for example, and to take, again, Magical Christmas Land, let's say I have 3 of this in hand and 9 energy, right? Let me pop down 15k shield, Energy Blast 9, neg your Vanguard 15 for the rest of the turn.
I mean, against Varga, yes. But like against Soja Doji, where it's more reliant on rear guard attacks, that wouldn't say it's as potent.
It is very much a situational card against decks that restand. So if you're playing something that has a restanding Vanguard, aka Varga, Greedon, anything that can potentially restand once or maybe even twice, as this actually does come decently in handy, because you basically neg that power for multiple turns, but it's also very situational. I just found it nifty.
Yeah, like at the very beginning, it seems like a little busted. Then you start thinking about it, you're just like, okay, maybe it's not as busted.
You know what card is on the same concept is very much busted, especially now with Jail getting more support.
Which is?
There's a Jail Blitz order that says choose one of your opponent's attacking, or choose one of your opponent's, I think it's attacking units, but basically it negs 5 the unit for every card in Jail for the rest of the turn.
Oh yeah, no, fuck that one.
So with the new Jail support that I got, if Prison can make enough cards in Jail, that Blitz order just says, oh, that's a restanding unit, period. Poop, I don't have to worry about it anymore.
That'd be dumb.
Oh, very much. Anyway, moving on from the neg 5 to, we're going to move on to more neg 5 in the future. But before that, Hector, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Ignoring the thing on screen, can you tell me what deck in Standard has been named the promo deck?
What deck in Standard?
Yes.
The promo deck.
Yes.
What is it? The whatchamacallit? The T-Rex thingamabobber, the dinosaur?
No, that's a promo boss unit, but no, the promo deck.
I have no idea.
Majesty Lord Blaster.
Oh, ML.
How many promos do you need to put in that deck to make it work?
God, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3.
At this current moment, counting potential stuff that is either has released or is going to release, there's 4 key promos to put in the deck.
Yeah.
Well, don't you worry. We have a new King promo deck, and it's Viglia.
The fuck is Viglia?
Oh, you don't know what Viglia is?
I don't know the name. I know the face, probably. Look
All
on
right,
the
we're
face.
gonna-
What does it look like?
All right, we're going to cover Viglia real quick in that case. There we go.
Oh, yeah. I know the face. All right, we're good. We can go back now.
Okay, cool. So Viglia,
Like I said, I don't know the name. I know what it looks like. I just don't know the fucking name of it.
So Viglia got 4 cards, or no, more than 4. 1, 2. Well, you got a shit ton of cards in support that are all promos.
Yeah.
So let's start us off.
So one deck Alex was trying to make work that day.
Yeah. So what's our first card?
Drag Ritter Jabal. It's a grade 1, obviously a promo. When this card is discarded from your hand during your turn, you may put this card into your soul. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Viglia in its name, choose one of your Vanguards and it gets plus 5k until the end of turn. So it reminds me a little bit of like that one stealth beast that anytime you discard it, it goes directly into soul. But this one, if you have Viglia, it gets an extra added effect.
So it's just a buffed up version of that card, yeah.
Pretty much.
All right, moving on though, because that's a pretty decently straightforward effect. We have Digin, or Genie,
Bro.
or how, I
Jin. Just
There we
Jin.
Jin of Thrusting Luck. It's a grade 2 10k that says auto when this card is discarded from hand during your turn. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 normal order from among them. Reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle the deck, which is basically just finding the finishing move order.
Side note, do me a favor, put the Django scene of how to say his name in there. You'll thank me later.
Ah, damn it. Anyway, move on.
Inductance Dragon. This one's another grade 2. When this unit is placed on rearguard from hand, if you have a Vanguard with Viglia in his card name, call Soul Blast 1. Look at top 7. I hate that already. Choose up to 1 finishing move card from an album, reveal it, put it to your hand, and shuffle the deck. And then continuous rearguard. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Viglia in his card name, this unit gets automatically boost. That's actually not bad.
No. It finds you the order the deck is, I won't say reliant on, but does work better if you use. And on top of that, it just becomes a booster. So you don't take away from your front row slots, because there's certain cards that definitely want to be in your front row. But before we get to those
Not
cards,
this
we have Kirby.
Is that what we're calling him? Kirby or
Karibo.
Yeah.
Kirby, Karibo, little
I'm going
fluffy
with
thing.
Karibo.
We have Cosmore. It's a grade 1 8k that lists 2 nifty little abilities that say auto rearguard once per turn when this unit boosts a unit with Isrur in its card name. Energy charge 1. And an auto back row rearguard when your unit with Isrur, or however you fucking pronounce that, in its card name stands during your battle phase, stand this unit. So it's a constant 8k booster.
You know what's funny of that? The standing effect isn't tied to once per turn.
No. So if you find a way to keep standing that thing in the front row, great. But
That's what I was just thinking. I was like, is there any way to do that? Huh.
red
Anyways.
OT.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Speaking of which,
I want to say his name again. Ezerwer.
there you go.
That is his name. Ezerwer. It's a grade 2, and to note his power and defense, his power is 15k. His shield is also 15k.
Some beefy fucking
check
unit.
it. Yeah. It still has critical 1, just so in case anybody's curious about that. So this is very different. It's the effect on is a mate unit and mate unit dash with Viglia. The effect of that is this card cannot be ridden and can only be called to rearguard or guardian circle if you have a Vanguard with Viglia in its card name. And that is the only effect.
It's basically a pseudo restrict to where you can only play it in the specific deck.
It can only be like I said, like it can't be on the ride line. It can only be in the rearguard or guardian circle, and that's pretty much all it's going to do.
Exactly.
Which with little Cosmo poofer, it's automatically a 23k beat stick.
Not to mention, if I remember correctly, hold up, I actually do want to refresh my memory because I feel like there is a reason I want to be scared of all of this. I just need to remember what that reason is. So finishing moves. A finishing move is a normal order that's called Stardust Blade. If I remember correctly, play this with Cannon +1 if you have a Vanguard Vigilance card name. Look at top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card with Blade less than equal to your Vanguard from among them, call it the rearguard, shuffle your deck. Choose one of your Vanguards until the end of turn. It gets, when your rearguard is retired by the ability of your opponent's card, search your deck for up to 1 normal unit, call it to rearguard, shuffle deck. No, Continuous Vanguard, this unit gets power, okay. Continuous Vanguard, this unit gets power of 3k for each normal unit on your rearguard. No, there's gotta be something else I'm missing here. I remember some bullshit. The Vanguard, because of the order, is going to be very powerful. That's no questions there. And the Vanguard does have a restand ability, which makes sense why, you know, little Cosmo is going to restand. But I feel like I'm missing something. I can't remember what.
There's another grade 3. I don't know if it was a pro or not that works with the Urzur.
We're getting to that. I thought it was something in the original wave of support that made it busted, but we'll get to the actual last promo for this deck. And like you said, it's a grade 3 13k. That's Flag Raising of Courage Vanguard. So Vanguard has very nifty ability that says auto when this unit is placed on rear guard. Soul Blast 1, choose one of your units with Ezerur in its card name. And that unit gets power 5k until the end of your turn, making it a 20k with the little Cosmo 28k column. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, they get 10k instead of 5k. So make it a 33k while your opponent's a grade 2.
Stupid.
And then it has...
The 33 is only if they're grade 3. 33 is only if they're
sorry.
grade 3.
Well, they're grade 3, but still 28 while they're grade 2.
Yeah, 28 still, yeah.
Auto front row rear guard. At the end of your turn, if you have a Vanguard, if you have a grade 3 greater Vanguard with Vigilance card name, and you played a finishing move order this turn, put this unit into soul, draw a card, countercharge 1. Because why not be utility?
Why not be an inlet?
This is good. I don't know how Alex's testing has been progressing. I think he was having a problem in hand size because you have to commit a lot of cards from hand to board sometimes. But if you can get through that, if you can get through that problem, I think this deck is very solid. I mean, at the end of the day, you are playing a normal order, so that one grade 2 that's Soul Blast 1, look at top 5 Call unit, actually really good in here.
Mm-hmm.
And
it'll keep him from trying to call triggers all the time.
And if you combine that, because you are going to have a grade 2 and you have certain units that you want to kind of keep in the front row, you can potentially combo this with the Festival Collection double rares, where you run, I believe the Dragon Empire one is the set order that lets you boost with grade 2s in the back row. I believe it is. I think the Dragon Empire one is the boost set order instead of the intercept set order from Festival.
I'd have to look it up. I'm not sure on that one.
Well, until otherwise, it is. Okay, I got double confirmation. But that is a possibility because you deck Finn, you have another grade 2. It doesn't count it as playing a set order, so it's like, or it doesn't count as playing an order, so it doesn't stop you from playing finishing move orders. So it can kind of work out. Anyway, moving on, Hector. We have to talk about the other card that also got a new whole boss unit and support cards that also came out with Soja Doji in set 5.
That would be Arkhite. And her weird fascination with trying to genetically engineer monsters for no good reason.
Who doesn't like kaiju, man?
Japanese, very much, thank you. And
So what do we
so
got?
the rest of the world in Pacific Rim, you know, did you forget about them? Yeah, they didn't like kaijus either. So this one is Thunderclaw Monster Larengara. It's a grade 2. Auto Rigor. When this unit attacks a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, if your AutoZone has a research card, this unit gets plus 5k to the battle. So it's grade 3, it's automatic 15k beater. Auto, at the end of the battle, this unit attacked. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Arkhite in its card name, cost, retire this unit and draw a card. Not bad.
Oh, you don't know the half of it.
I mean, the automatically get back 15k, that's nice.
Don't know the half of it, man. You don't know the half of it. We're gonna go through most of these cards real quick, and then I'll tell you the half of it. We got Armor Plate Monster Forvex. It's a grade 1 that has continuous guarding circle. If your Warzone has 2 or more research cards, this unit gets shield 5k, making a 10k shield, which is not bad. But it also has a way to keep having that 10k shield in hand because it has auto rear guard at the end of the battle that this unit boosted. If you have a Vanguard Arkhite in its card name, Soul Blast 1 and return this unit to hand.
Oh. This is going to get out of hand very quickly.
Yeah, so it's a nice thing to just have on board, have it as a booster, and then bop it back to hand to have it as a 10k intercept, 10k guard.
I don't like the where this is going.
Oh no, the next card is gonna make you think this is busted, and then when I read Arkhite and explain a couple things to you, you're gonna love this. So we finally got Arkhite's actual monster that's behind her.
Her boo thing.
Pretty much.
It's a grade 3 named Light Ray Monster Ravilis. When this unit is placed on rearguard by the ability of your Vanguard with Arkhite in its card name, this unit gets auto rearguard. When this unit attacks, cost counterblast 1, choose one of your opponent's Vanguard, and it gets minus 5k until the end of turn. That's gonna be a thing until the end of turn. So it gets red text. Okay. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit gets plus 10k in a critical. What the fuck? And then continuous rearguard. This cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effects. What the fuck?
Yeah, ain't it great?
That
We kind of see why he's behind her art now.
Yeah. Side note, did you ever see Castlevania?
Yes.
Do you remember where I forgot what his name is. The Forge Master, the black one.
Oh yeah.
The main monster that he uses to fight the vampire the entire time. That's the one I'm thinking of. This entire right here.
Yeah. Oh, it has an effect like that. The bright side about this is that it only gains 10k in a crit if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3, so you can't murk your opponent with crits in the early game. But it also has to be placed by the Arkhite's ability. It can't just be placed. So in old Arkhites, you would need to top deck it off the top 7. With new Arkhite, that's not the fucking case anymore.
Nah, damn it.
Innocent Monster in Paradise Arkhite. Hector, you're gonna love this. Continuous Vanguard. This unit is also regarded as Monster Creator Arkhite. Ignore that. Act. Vanguard. Once per turn, cost Energy Blast 2. Choose up to 3 cards with monster in their card names from your drop and put them into, or I'm pretty sure this needs to say in their different card names, and put from drop and put them into your order zone. Auto Vanguard. When your rear guard with monster in its card name is placed, put a card with the same card name as that unit from your order zone into drop, and that unit gets 10k until the end of turn. This is very similar to Arkhite's original ability. And then last ability, auto when this unit attacks a Vanguard. Counter Blast 1, Choose up to 2 cards and monster in their different card names from your order zone and call them to rearguard.
Okay, that's... Oh god, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's either going to be the 5th or 4th attack where it's going to be a 23k double critical minus the 5k.
33k double critical, good sir. What you do,
33.
What you do is, because you remember how the monster research order works, right?
Yes.
You look at top 5, you add a monster to hand, you put a monster to drop, and then in the order zone, you can rest it to put monsters from drop into order zone. So what you do is, since your ride line guarantees you 2 of that order, and if you find more, huzzah. But you have minimum 2 plus Arkhite's ability. You can put 5 monsters on turn 3 into order zone, but you can put 1, 2, 3 extra monsters by the time you get to turn 3. So on turn 3, you can potentially have up to 8 monsters in your order zone at max. Not to mention other monster cards that actually do put cards from drop into order zone. So there's even those that exist. So what you do is, if you see the correct pieces, you can, and Lon's done this. Let's say you see that grade 2 you said was meh, right? The 15k when it attacks, retire itself, draw a card, right? Let's say you see...
don't put words in my mouth. I didn't say it was meh. I said it was okay.
Okay, cool. Let me elevate it then. Let's say you see 3 of it out of your deck, right? In your hand or in your drop, right? You're gonna put one of them. You're gonna put one of them into your order zone. You're gonna call it from hand. You're gonna remove that one from order zone. You're gonna give it 10k. And then you're gonna put 2 of it back into the order zone. Now you have 2 of it in order zone ready to go. So it's gonna swing. It's gonna retire. It's gonna draw your card. Your Vanguard's gonna swing. It's gonna call that card from order zone. When it gets placed, it's gonna remove another copy of itself from order zone to give it 10k again. And then when it swings, it's also gonna retire and draw you a card.
I feel like there's something there that shouldn't be happening.
Not to mention there's monster PGs, so you can add monster PGs into your hand through the order. This loop that I told you can happen with any unit. So even if you have only 2 of things on the board somehow, you call, like, even this, I think Lon's done this to me once. Let's say again, the same scenario. You have 3 of a kind in circulation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Call main phase, remove from order zone, give it 10k. Put it back in the order zone, call another copy from hand, remove from order zone, give it 10k. Put it back in the order zone so you can call it during the battle phase.
Okay, so Arkhite needs a restriction. Got it. That's all I heard.
The fact, because Arkhite's old ability, the 10k ability, was put a card with the same card name as that unit from your order zone on the bottom of your deck. The new Arkhite changed it to drop. So you do this shenanigans while still deck finning a shit ton.
Yeah. All I heard was it needs a restriction now.
Not to mention you have
That's gonna get out of hand real quick.
Hector, I've seen Lon do this to me. Oh no, my Persona Ride. Oh, wait a minute. I'm gonna put a Persona Ride into my order zone. I'm gonna call a Persona Ride, give it 10k on the rear guard. I'm going to put that Persona Ride back in the order zone. I'm going to use this monster in my order zone that says Soul Blast 2, call it a rear guard, give it 5k. Oh look, I have a copy of it. I'm going to remove it from there, give it 10k. Oh look, it has an on-place ability. I'm going to grab that Persona Ride from my order zone to hand and I'm going to discard a card from hand. Oh look, this card I discarded has an effect that says when it's discarded, I can counterblast one, call it a rear guard. Huzzah! Oh, I have a copy of it in the order zone. Let me remove it and give it 10k as well. I have seen Lon swing at me with a 28k Boba main just because he Persona Rode and had a fucking copy of it in the order zone.
Bushy, I'm saying no. Where's that restriction?
Oh, you went second? Alright, battle phase. Let me call this grade 3 monster out. It's gonna gain 10k and a crit. Oh, I have a copy. Let me remove it. It's a 33 double critical. Oh wait, it's swinging. Counterblast 1, neg 5.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little too much.
We put in our stupidity, we put against Favrenil, so we never got to see Arkhite struggle. We just saw it gas. So we need to redo Arkhite and put it against something else and kind of see what the limitations of the deck are. But so far the deck is too. Oh, you want one more stupid point that Velstra shares with Arkhite?
Which is?
Arkhite is the only energy blast cost you really matter. So if you go second, you get to 9 energy. You can do Arkhite's ability and energy blast 7 and draw a card. It's energy efficient.
You were waiting for that one. You were waiting for that one.
Unlike Soja Doji, who's energy blast 3 and cannot do the same combo.
Yeah, no. The Energy Blast 2, I feel like it's a little underwhelming. And I feel like there needs to be some changes made to kind of tone this down a little bit.
Shut up. Let us have our moment in the light. Let us have our moment in the fucking light. Moving on, moving on.
Brand Gay has had too many fucking moments in the light. That's the thing.
Shh. Let's move on. And we've ranted about Arkhite enough. Let's move on to the next couple of cards that
I want to test you. That was just you kind of nutting over her.
Oh, interesting. I want you to read this card, and I want you to tell me if you can guess what deck this goes into.
Oh, I've already seen this one. I will automatically can guess. So this one is a grade 2 called Ravaging Dragon. Obviously, it's a Dragon Empire. Auto Rearguard. When this unit is boosted, this unit gets power plus 5k to the end of battle for each set order in your order zone. If it gets plus 15k or more cost, so less 1, and until in that battle, when your opponent would call cards from her hand to guard a circle, they must call 2 or more at the same time. And yes, if I didn't mention already, this is a Dragon Empire card.
So Hector, what Dragon Empire deck has 3 or more set orders?
Your, I think, favorite / only Dragon Empire deck that you want, Zedlance.
Well, you are correct. After playing Cody Blaze, I might want Cody Blaze.
Oh yeah, that one too.
That one's fun. That one's more Dark States than Dragon Empire. That's why I like it. But yeah. But this actually does go into Zedlands, and it's actually a really good addition to the deck. You have enough soul to where you don't care about the Soul Blast. You have set orders that can only give their effects to Forge cards or Iron Wrath cards, if I remember correctly. So it will never gain the benefits of the Forges, but just because it does not gain the benefits of Forges, it can utilize it. So you can give 15k power from 3 Forges to a Iron Wrath card on the right side, and you can have this on the left side that's also gaining 15k power. But it only gets this effect if it boosts it, so this is on its own, by an 8k booster, a 33 column.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's really good.
It is.
Moving on. You're gonna like this one a lot. It's generic.
It's generic, but I have reservations about it. So this one is a grade 1 cater. Yeah, it's Magic of Threaded Connections, Pararem. Skill, auto. When this unit is placed on rearguard during your main phase, cost counter plus 1, you show up, choose up to 1 card with the grade less than or equal to your Vanguard from your hand and call it to rearguard, and if you call the card, draw a card. Continue as rearguard during your turn if your Vanguard is greater 3 or greater, and if you have 4 more units, this unit gets plus 5k. So, the reservations I have with it is it's not like Alden, it's more like the...
There was a grade 3.
Yeah, it's a grade 3. It's like...
There was a grade 3 that they put in to our last festival booster as a reprint instead of other cards that should have gotten reprint. And everybody was in a hubbub because that same card got made into a promo pack top sneak peek promo that nobody wanted. It's a Bastion card that says on place, if you have, I believe, 4 or more or 5 or more units, no, 4 or more units, counterblast 1, call a card from hand, draw a card, and then if you have 6 or more units on the board, it gained boost.
Yeah. So
This-
it's that. Well, not just that, but also think about it like this: when you play the order that the combo order package everybody uses, you draw 2, and then you get to pick. Versus this, you choose. You have to do whatever you have, and then what you get back, it's kind of gambling with it.
Well, yeah, but it's the same idea behind that card that I mentioned and Alden. Alden was the same thing. You call a card and you draw 2. You gambled on drawing certain better things. But this is basically that grade 3 I mentioned without extra restrictions and on a grade 1. It's still a 13k. It can boost.
Yeah.
And it calls a card by counterblasting 1 and then drawing a card.
So it's like it's
carbon
not
copy.
bad. Yeah, it's not bad. Like it's gonna be used in some decks, but I don't think it's gonna be like the next big thing that they put it like you have to absolutely run.
I
But
like that.
definitely could see.
Yeah, it's generic
usable.
for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely feel like it's going to be usable because it'd say counterblast 1/+1 to board without minusing hand. And if you can combo off with certain cards, this can really get a... Wait a minute. Okay, no, it does say main phase. Thank fuck.
Yeah, it is main phase, but you also have to think about how many effects that Cater has that require counterblasts, so where you want to use them, reserve them for like your main Vanguard skills or your other rearguard skills that are more important than just calling something and drawing something.
Well, look on the... technically, it's not a bright side, but look at it this way. Even though it might not be as busted and everybody might not run it, it's still probably going to be expensive because it's a Cater card.
Oh, 100%. 100%. It looks cool. Like I said, it's cool. It's just,
Well,
Cater has gotten to that point where there's too many things that are too good now.
Well, speaking of things that look cool, with it came actually a whole new ride line that's technically sneaky undercover.
They are.
So
spies.
we know the new Keter ride line was going to be revealed. We did not know it was going to be this edgy. And we're going to start off real quick just to set the name in stone. And with the starter, Hidden Flash, Undercover, Surrendous. So
Which is kind of funny because this name sounds like horrendous.
yeah. So you're going to notice a theme here real quick. But Hector, what does the grade 1 ride line do?
So the grade 1 is called Volley of Blades Undercover Onyx. Skill, auto. When this unit is placed by riding from Hidden Flash Undercover Surrendez, cost, reveal a grade 3 card with Morad line, however it's going to be and whatever the name is, and its card name from your ride deck. Search a deck for up to 1 Monitored Trist, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle the deck. I fucking love that. Right off the bat. Continuous rearguard during the turn. If your order zone has 2 or more Monitored Trust, this unit gets plus 2k, make it a 10k booster. I don't care about that. The fact that it just goes on and searches. Thank you,
Hector. Spoiler,
Yes?
This is a set order, aka welcome to every fucking Brent Gate deck.
Exactly, that's what I've been fucking saying. Every other one, you have to wait and then write it and then search or look at top 5, top 3. We're lucky if we can get top 7. But no, you write it, guess what? Search it. Halla fucking Luya.
Welcome to every fucking Brent Gate deck.
I don't want to fucking hear it. You still got fucking, easy counter charger for no
A whole
cost at all.
nation does this effect.
Yeah, how much your cards cost?
I know, right? Anyway, the set order in question is a grade 2, so you can't play it the turn you find it. It's a
Which
grade
is
2.
sad.
Yeah, it's a grade 2 set order called Monitored Trist.
Trust.
I think it's the Japanese is Mikakai, so it's a name, I think. Who knows?
I think they're trying to do specifically like wordplay in the last word. Like obviously it's moderate trust because they're looking at other knights.
Yeah.
But you know, it's meant to be. You know, so just put it sideways like that.
Regardless, it's a grade 2 set order that says this card can be played from drop and play this if you have a Vanguard with Undercover in its card name. So basically, real quick, you can find it with your grade 1, discard it for riding grade 2, and just play it from drop zone when you're on grade 2.
Exactly, was my plan.
Anyway, the ability. When this card is put into your order zone, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card from among them, put it face down as this card's Undercover gauge, and shuffle the deck. Welcome to the Gauge League with Tachikaze and Genesis.
The fact that it also says top 7, I fucking love that.
I mean, you
fucking
need all the
absolute
chances
love.
to find the correct units, yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of, oh yeah, I already pulled it up. What does the grade 2 ride line do?
So this one is called, keep up with the name, Monitoring Ravener. It, sounded very similar.
Ravener.
Monitor Ravener. I wanted to say like, Ravener Revenger. Monitor Ravener, Undercover, Onfar?
Yeah.
Something like that. So this one is very similar to the grade 1. It's auto. When this unit is placed by riding from a volley of blades Undercover Onyx, reveal a grade 3 card with Mortaline as card name from your right deck. Search your deck up to 1 monitored Triss. Reveal it, put it to hand, and shuffle the deck. And then continuous rearguard. If your other zone has 2 or more, this unit monitored Trust. This unit gets plus 5k. So it's 15k beat stick.
So what you're telling me is, by the way, on the quick note, it's a Morda Leon. It's Morda Leon. Morda Lion. There you go.
Mortaline. Oh my god.
What?
Mortaline.
Yeah, it sounds like Mordred, but it's a lion.
Well, yeah, no, like I get that's the whole play for Mordred, but like Mortaline, Mordecai.
Oh my god. Anyway, you're telling me this deck has to only worry about discarding on turn 1. And then from there, it has its discard targets at hand at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Mm-hmm. It's basically the fact that it plays it from the drop too is like, oh look, I have to play this and keep this. No, I don't fucking gotta do that. I'm throwing this shit right away.
Yeah, that's one thing that every single Brent Gate deck is jealous of, except Velstra. Velstra has the good board.
I don't want to fucking hear it. All right.
All right. So there's a reason you want to put the set orders. There's a reason you want to put Undercover gauges. There's a reason why you want to deck thin. There's a reason why everything's called Undercover. And it's because of the main boss unit, Poison Knight of Silence Undercover Mortaline. Oh boy, it's got 3 abilities, a continuous, an act, and an auto, which is nice and poetic. His continuous ability is Vanguard during your turn. If your order zone has 3 or more monitored Thrist, all of your units with Undercover in their card name get 5k power, which means this is more than likely going to happen on your turn 4. And then,
Sad.
Yeah. Act Vanguard once per turn, cost Energy Blast 2. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Choose up to the same number of cards as a number of more monitored Thrist without any Undercover gauges in your order zone. From among them, put 1 face down as an Undercover gauge on each monitor church without an Undercover gauge, and shuffle the deck. Jesus Christ. Mm-hmm. And then auto Vanguard, when this unit attacks, Cannibalize 1, choose up to 2 cards with Undercover in their card names from your Undercover gauge and call them to each to a rearguard in the same column.
Which I am kind of sad about.
Don't be. We're going to get to a card that's going to say, oh, you wanted 5 attacks here.
I know. I wanted 6 attacks, okay?
You greedy.
You know what's really cool about that is like the turn I get to the moment I get to turn 3, I still don't have to use any energy blast at all.
No. You can actually go first. Not use any energy. Go into turn 4. Have 9. Use this ability and Energy Blast 7 and draw a card.
Because you're still going to be having 2 undercover gauges already, so you're just saving energy until you need it for next turn.
Yeah. Now, you do have certain cards that do Energy Blast that are really good in Keter, so you might be running those, so you might not be able to Energy Blast 7, but the point still stands of you have energy to spare. Using the ability is not going to be a problem. All right, so, of course, that's not where it ends. You need more than your ride line in undercover cards to support this deck, and they're right.
Oh yeah, definitely do. So this one is the first one of the that was shown for us. It was the Claw of Secret Schemes Undercover Tigris. It is a grade 1. Auto rigor. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted costs Energy Blast 2 and return this unit to the hand. It automatically reminds me of the one you just talked about with the monster shielder. Yeah, that one. When this unit is placed on rear guard, scratch that. When this unit is placed on Guardian Circle, cost, put a card with Undercover and card name from the drop to the bottom of your deck, and this unit gets plus 5k shield until the end of that battle. Very similar to like you said it. It's a 10k shielder as long as you put something back, which you may run through it like crazy because you're putting everything in drop very quickly.
So you are definitely going to be putting stuff back because you want to keep seeing stuff. One card that did remind me that actually might be really good for this deck for multiple reasons actually now is the Dual Nation Keter Brinkgate grade 2. Do you know what that does?
If I remember correctly, Counterblast 1, look at top 5 something.
So its effect is first choose a I think it's choose a set order or normal unit from your drop that does not have Sentinel or Regulus piece, and you may put it on the bottom of your deck. Then, Counterblast 1, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose a card from among them and perform one of the following. Either if it's a set order, put it into your hand. If it's a normal unit with grade equal to or less than your Vanguard, you can call it to rear guard.
That actually might be useful.
Because it can put stuff back on the bottom of your deck, and then it shuffles the deck after looking at top 5, which is good. But the key part here is it gives you some early game, because you can just call stuff from the top of your deck to the board. Or it can find you your set orders from the top 5.
Listen, to be honest with you, the fact that we got the first 2 right off the bat, we're not really going to be searching for them. They're just going to come naturally to us. Like, the thing about it is, like, we're going to have the orders, but we're not, like, absolutely relying to where we need to get them as soon as possible, because the moment we have 2, you have a full column. It'll be nice for Digger, for you're trying to, what's it called, Digger deeper and trying to get more deck thinning.
Yeah.
But we're not like, holy shit, I need to get that set order as quickly as possible.
It helps for another case scenario that we're going to get to, and it does help to just give 5k more to the front row, because 5k more is just nice.
Agreed. Yeah, that's definitely also going to help.
Speaking of the next couple cards, real quick comment, Knight of Piercing Acuity Undercover Zeus. It's a grade 3, 13k that just says continuous rear guard. If your order zone has 2 or more monitored thirst, this unit gets fire 5k and cannot be retired by your opponent's card effects that is active during your opponent's turn as well. So it's just a nice beat stick to have if you need it.
Nice little 18k beat stick.
You're going to run as many undercovers as possible so your set orders hit, so you have stuff to call. And more than likely, you're going to be maxing out on both the Tiger and your grade 1 ride line, because while you're calling to the same column, you need boosters, and the only 2 cards that can boost are those 2.
Yep, the Tiger and the red one.
Yep.
For now.
All right, Hector,
there's more stuff.
Read the next card. That is one of the reasons why having 3 set orders in order zone is actually not a bad idea.
This is probably like the reason right here. So this one's name is Knight of Blackness of your Undercover Obscudate.
The lore thickens.
He always was originally Cater. So, obviously, if you don't know Obscudate, you're living under a rock, but it is a grade 3. Its first ability is an act ability, is a gauge zone ability. If this card is an undercover gauge, cost Soulbless 1, call this card to the back row center rear guard, and it has the other ability where it's a continuous rear guard. Continuous rear guard, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Undercover as card name, this unit can attack from the back row center column and it gets 10,000 power. Active on an opponent's turn 2 for some reason.
The 10k power, so it's a 23k on the back row center at all times.
And that can attack just for free willy-nilly. And then the last effect, where this is where it's gonna get fun. Auto rearguard. When this unit attacks from the back row center card, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Undercover in its card and your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, and no drive checks were performed by the battle of your rearguards attack the certain cost, Soul Blast 1. Until the end of the battle, this unit performs drive check and it gets -1. At the end of the battle, put this unit at the bottom of the deck.
I know you made the joke you're not going to run the Keter order. I can still see the Keter order. You just don't have to activate the ability.
Yeah. I mean, the Cater order is just like, you can still run it. It's just don't attack with a rear guard. And, you know, obviously, with a rear guard other than this first.
Hector.
Because once you use this first, it's fine.
Hector, it's the Keter order. This will have twin drive because of it. You don't have to use its ability.
What do you mean, Cater order?
The Keter, oh, sorry, Keter order. Wow. Keter overtrigger.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
You don't have to use its ability to get -1 drive. Just Keter overtrigger's already given it twin drive.
Well, it has twin drive on its own automatically. It has twin drive automatically. Yeah,
yeah, it has twin drive automatically, so the overtrigger just gives it twin drive. You don't have to actually use its ability anymore.
Yeah, you get a very fair fucking point. Oh, that's gonna be very fun to test out.
But I do like the fact that it does say rear guard did not perform drive checks. So you can swing the Vanguard first and then this with -1 drive.
But one thing you definitely can't use is, well, you still technically can. It's what's called lag rail if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But I doubt anybody's gonna do that.
No.
Some crazy motherfucker is gonna find a way that's like, look, every single one of my rear guards gets drive checks.
Oh, wait a minute. You're gonna have to discard certain cards, sure. Swing Obscudate, -1 drive goes to the bottom of the deck. Let's assume you have a for board. Swing Ragrail, twin drive. Swing Vanguard, make a new column. You get 4 attacks and 5 drive checks.
Yeah. Assuming you have the CB for it, yeah.
It's only 2 CB. 3 CB technically, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you have 5 C... was Mortaline's on attack skill required any kind of resource?
CB.
CB, okay. So yeah, it's technically 4 CB then right there. No.
Isn't Ragrail 2 CB?
Yeah. The Obscudate, let me look at it right now. Soul Blast 1, my bad.
Yeah.
No, so, okay. So
Obscudate is just 2.
So yeah, 3 C. If you get 3 CBA, yeah, you can do it. If you have 5 CB, you can say fuck it, do 5 lag rail. I mean, not 5 lag rail, but 2 lag rail.
Yeah.
I mean, all the dry checks say goodbye to your fucking hand, but you know, for the memes.
For the memes. Anyway, very interesting deck.
Yeah. Further, anybody asking, no, Obscudate is not an undercover knight. This is actually, okay, yeah, he is an undercover knight, but this is actually him before he went to go work for Ava.
Oh, really? I thought this was after. Like, he betrayed Ava.
No, this is before. This was he was still a part of the same. So Mordeline is actually the lieutenant. He was a captain of this order.
Oh.
If I'm not mistaken.
So a real quick thing I do want to say, and I'm hoping I'm right. So the 4 new ride lines that are not the counter cards or anything that we're getting are the 2 cards from Youthquake, as well as Mordeline and the Glass Dude, which are not from Youthquake. They're just original, apparently, lore cards.
Mordeline does fit in the lore with that. I don't know about the Glass Dude.
The Glass guy does. Apparently, he tried to sacrifice a pink yellow child to bring back the ancient one, which was apparently Gizeh.
The ancient one, yeah.
Yada yada yada. So he's tied to the lore, basically, from what I remember. My point is, we got Mordeline, and we got a double rare non-dual nation Obscurate. We're getting this Glass Dude, right? That's also a lore card that's talking something about Gizeh. It's not gonna be Maple, because Maple is the child apparently that he's sacrificing, or at least the description of the child that he's sacrificing, or something of the sorts.
Wanted to sacrifice, better said.
But are we not gonna get one of the other dual nations as a full nation? We already spoiler, we already saw the PV for the set, and we didn't see any such unit fit the description. So the chance of that happening are very slim to none. But I like speculating.
I mean, when you think about it, like Glass, okay, so if we put it in perspective, Glass wanted to sacrifice Maple, but somehow Thegria stopped it, or I have to look at it again, or Maple somehow survived.
Yeah.
Which caused Obscurate to leave, betray, the whole shenanigans, go with Ava. Thegria picks up Maple. Really nice, well tied in story. Somewhere it'll fit the dots, connect the lines.
So yeah, basically, I need to reread the. I need to read the lore. Ah shit! I need to find all the lore. I need to find one page where all the lore is translated. I'm gonna do something stupid.
Trust me, we have resources. There is a guy who specifically does that. He's on Discord. I'll send you a link to his stuff.
I need that. I'm gonna do something stupid. Oh, it's gonna take so much editing. Ah, fuck. Why do I have good ideas? Anyway, moving on. Let's move on. We got one more card. We got one more undercover Shadow Paladin card.
This one, where I'm kind of sad that they included with the Shadow Paladin stuff. But
you shouldn't be.
way.
You should not be. You should not be. And I'll tell you why you should not be. I'm gonna read this card. Knight of Abruptness Undercover Daira. Auto, when this unit is placed on rearguard, if you have a Vanguard Undercover in its card name, or only Shadow Paladin for its clan, Counterblast 1, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card with Undercover in its card name, or only Shadow Paladin for its clan from among them, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle the deck. Its secondary ability is Auto Rearguard when this unit attacks a grade 3 or greater unit. If you have a Vanguard with Undercover in its card name, or only Shadow Paladin for its clan, Soul Blast 1, and it gets Tink into the Annabelle, making it a 20k attacker. Now, Hector, do you want to know why this card is actually fucking stupid busted good?
it is good. I'm just saying, it's just the fact that they tied it into the Shadow Paladin is where I'm like, eh. Yes.
Hector, it says Undercover or Shadow Paladin for its clan, which means you can be either or to find either or. You can be an Undercover Vanguard and find a Shadow Paladin card, or you can be a Shadow Paladin Vanguard and find an Undercover card. Following me?
There's some...
No, that has actually been confirmed for the ruling.
No. I get that. I'm saying, like, unless there is some magic Shadow Paladin card that's really fucking busted that I'm missing.
Hector, Luard's Stride deck set has what?
I forgot about Luard.
Shadow Paladin PGs.
I forgot about Luard.
Shadow Paladin only PGs.
I forgot about Luard.
You can put this in any deck.
I'm thinking PBD the entire time. My mind did not even go to Luard. I am thinking PBD this entire time.
You can put this in both Shadow Paladin and Undercover decks and just find your fucking perfect cards.
Yes, I can. To which I do have. Look at the top cards. I choose one card.
You know what meme started floating around when this fucker came out? Fucking find the difference between this and the Soja Doji Grade 2 that does the same fucking shit.
Oh my god. Oh, this card is gonna be so fucking expensive.
Hector, you can run the Blaster Dark Ride line in any Keter deck combined with this card. If they damage you enough, you can do both skills, but you can find your PGs in the early game.
Oh my god.
You can basically do what Shiranui was doing right now.
Listen, the moment you said Luard is where all the information just started flowing in, and now I'm thinking of every single possibility.
You can even throw this in Luard, and it's good in Luard. I'm glad I broke that glass. That's divided.
I was tunnel vision straight up like, this is terrible with PBD. PBD doesn't have anything that worthy, and then just Luard. I'm like, holy shit, I see the universe.
Well, I'm glad I could show you the fucking universe.
So,
you ready to move on?
Yeah. This thing is going to be expensive.
Yeah, no shit, it's triple rare. Speaking of expensive shit, I know you're a fan of Luon, right?
I am a fan of Luon.
Well, here, have a Luon card.
I was reading this the other day while I was at work, so it's very interesting. It is a grade 1 Nosedive Falcon. Cater unit, obviously. Continuous rear guard. When your grade 3 or greater Vanguard was placed this turn, this unit gets plus 5k. So automatically becomes a 13k as long as your grade 3 or greater Vanguard was placed. Then auto back row rear guard. When your Vanguard was placed from deck this turn, when your Vanguard that was placed from deck this turn attacks, cost cannibalize 1, stand this unit and move it to an open rear guard. At the end of the turn, retire this unit.
Gee, so I wonder what makes an open rear guard.
Makes an open rear guard with that little whatchamacallit mirrors.
So
moves to open rear guard. Yeah, it's just any open rear guard, so you can technically front row if you wanted to.
And it's a 13k, which means you just need a couple triggers or a persona right turn or something. And voila.
Persona Ride will automatically put this at 23k.
Hell, you can even leave a booster. You can attack with mirrors without boosting it. Leave a booster behind it. And then use this to boost Luon. Luon rides the new one. The new one swings this moves to the front row with a booster now.
This would be fun to test out.
100%. It's a good card. It's actually a really good card. What was the condition? Because it's just a free 13k because you either Persona Ride, use the ability. Oh,
if your grade 3 or greater Bang was placed this turn.
Yeah. So to move it is a counterblast, which fun resource time, but I think it should be fine.
Yeah, like it becomes a 13k even if you Persona Ride, because as long as it was placed this turn.
Exactly. All right. So Set 3 in Japan is not only introducing all of these goodies, but is also introducing a whole new nation/collab this set. So we're getting some VTubers from V-SpO. If I remember correctly, what is V-SpO? It's just V-SpO agency, whatever. And these collabs are a little bit different. So V-SpO in Vanguard is going to be its whole nation. Its own nation with its own triggers, its own over trigger, its own perfect guards, stuff like that. However, there's 4 collab ride lines, and each of these ride lines and their direct support cards will not only be part of the V-SpO nation, but also part of another nation among the 6 nations. And if I remember correctly, it's going to be Lyrical, Dark Sage, Dragon Empire, and Keter, I want to say.
According to math, it's 3, not 4.
Don't we have 4? I thought it was 4. I guess we're only getting 3.
I thought it was 4 at 1.2.
I could have swore it was 4. I guess it's only 3. Then we're getting only 3, which will be Dark Sage, Lyrical, and Dragon Empire. So we're going to start off with the Lyrical one, and as we're reading this, a lot of you are going to start getting the idea how all this works. We're real quick. Actually, I'm going to make this note at the end of the grade 3. So we're going to start off with first map Shiranui Runa. So this is the first collab one, and it's between the nation of V-SpO and Lyrical. So Hector, let's start us off. Huh?
Does it make sense why she's in a practice room?
Yeah. So start us off with the grade 1 ride line, and you're going to start seeing a trend here.
Grade 1 ride line's name is Birth of a Novice Idol, Shiranui Runa. Continuous. If your Vanguard is a V-SpO, this card gets auto. When this unit is rolled upon by a grade 2 card with Shiranui Runa, look at the top 7 card names, choose up to 1 V-SpO card or up to 1 normal order from among the reveal it and put it in your hand and shuffle your deck. Okay, so a normal order or a V-SpO.
Correct. You're gonna notice a trend here because the grade 2 ride line says chill time with Lil Sugar. Chill time with Lil Sugar, Shiranui Runa. Its ability is continuous. If your Vanguard is V-SpO, this card gets all of the following. Auto, when this unit is rolled upon by a grade 3 card with Shiranui Runa in its card name, search your deck for up to 1 card with Kaga Sumire in its card name, call it to rearguard and shuffle the deck. We'll get to that card specifically in a bit, but its other ability that it gets is continuous rearguard. If you played a normal order this turn, this unit gets power 5k. I'll tell you right now,
that's
outside
already,
of the... Huh?
I was like, that's already magically sounding a little nefarious.
So I'll tell you right now, outside of the main grade 3s and the starters, all of these dual nation cards are going to say the same thing at the beginning. If your Vanguard's V-SpO, they get the following abilities. Basically, you cannot play these cards outside of a V-SpO deck.
Okay, understandable. Also, side note, why does she look like she was next to that one giant girl from Lyrical?
Same sitting position, I'll say.
Yeah, so it's the same city position, but I wonder if she's just as tall as her.
Well, here is the main boss unit effect, Hector, and enjoy.
Perfect aim, Shiranui Runa. Continuous. Vanguard. During your turn, if your opponent's Vanguard is a grade 3 or greater, you can play 2 orders. Well, shit. That's gonna be something. Act. Vanguard. Once per turn, cost. So +1. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Choose the 1 order from among them, reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle the deck. When this unit attacks, cost kind of +1. Choose up to the same number of your regress as the number of orders you played this turn. Great. And return them to your hand. Okay, Bermuda. Choose up to the same number of cards from your hand as the unit return to something and call it to rearguard. Oh my god, this is essentially Bermuda.
This is essentially Bermuda, yeah.
Depending on if you played one immediately from your last turn, you may or may have 1, or I don't know how this thing's gonna search. Because you get 1.
There's multiple ways. There's also support cards. So here's the thing I'm going to say real quick before we continue. The way the rules work, because this is technically our officially first ride line dual nation, because you can technically say that you can run Obfuscate in your ride line and you can ride it and have dual nation, yada, yada, yada. But this is technically our first official dual nation ride line. And you think even if your whole ride line is going up and everything has V-SpO and Lyrical, that you may be able to play both V-SpO and Lyrical cards that do not have the other two attached in your deck. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. Whenever you start deck building, you choose a nation. If you're going to run this ride line, you can either choose V-SpO or Lyrical, which means if you choose V-SpO, your whole deck has to consist of nothing but V-SpO cards only. So it can consist of these dual nation and V-SpO cards, but it cannot consist of Lyrical cards, even though your Vanguard does have Lyrical as a nation as well. If you choose Lyrical, you have to put everything that has Lyrical in it. You cannot put any only V-SpO cards, because there will be some V-SpO only cards that we're going to be talking about. So you have to pick one or the other.
That's interesting.
It's not like Magic where your commander shares multiple colors so you can run multiple colors. It's this thing is a part of both nations. You have to declare which nation you are when deck building.
Okay.
That's why that's why they did also introduce a full trigger lineup, and they introduced a vanilla crit, a vanilla heal, and all three of the good effect crit, front, and draws as the triggers for the for V-SpO.
Damn, that quick?
Yeah, so they got 5 triggers plus an over trigger that has its own effect, and a V-SpO perfect guard. So they have enough to build a V-SpO only deck. But if you want to build a Lyrical deck that runs this as a ride line, you can as well. You just can't include those V-SpO only cards. And this is going to be very important for the next 2 cards we're going to talk about, because we have 2 V-SpO only normal orders. The first one is called It's Alright. And its effect, it's a grade 2 normal order that says you may soul charge 1. Choose one of your units and it gets power 5 candle a turn. At the end of that turn, discard a card from hand, choose an It's Alright from your drop and put it into hand. So it's a recyclable normal order.
For a little bit of extra power.
Exactly. Soul charge 1 power, and then at the end of the turn you can put it back in your hand, so you have a normal order in your hand for the next turn you want to play it. So for the deck we just covered, not a bad card. Here's the other normal order.
It's a grade 1 order, by the way. Good luck, have fun. Look at the top 5 cards of the deck, choose up to 1 V-SpO card among them, reveal it, and put it in your hand and shuffle. Wow, it has no cost.
No, it just does it.
Yeah, I could see why people would like the grade 2 ride line says if you play something, get plus 5k. I could see why that does that now.
Yeah. So this is if you want to play a V-SpO only deck, you have these 2 normal orders to complement that ride line. Because Lyrical actually has really good normal orders that you can potentially play, plus other cards that can find those normal orders. So you can combo there, you can combo here, yada yada yada. Speaking of the ride line, there was a card that the ride line searches from deck and calls to rearguard. We're going to cover that card right now, and it's also a dual nation between Lyrical and V-SpO that's called Freedom Violet Kagasumire. It has one ability technically that says continuous. If your Vanguard is V-SpO, this card gets all of the following. Auto. If your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this cost may be paid with Energy Blast 3. When this unit is placed on rearguard, Counter Blast 1 or Energy Blast 3, depending on your Vanguard's grade, search your deck for deck or drop for up to 1 help with handout meeting Poyaneko. Call it to rearguard in the same column as this unit, and if you search your deck, shuffle your deck. The second ability it gets is auto rearguard when this unit is boosted by help with handout meeting Poyaneko. If you played an order this turn, this unit gets power 5 until the end of that battle, and if you play 2 or more orders this turn, counter charge 1.
That's really good.
It is, because the ride line searches this, and then when this is placed, you have a grade 3 Vanguard, you can Energy Blast 3 and find the card that it's mentioning, which is basically a grade 1 that will go behind it. So just by riding up, you search your deck for 2 cards and put them on board.
That's really fucking good.
Hector, here's the card you search.
I get the funny looking dude. All right. Is a grade 1. Help with handout meeting Poyaneko.
Mm-hmm.
Poyaneko. Why did you say Poyaneko?
I did.
I don't know. The Neko on your part didn't sound like a Neko. Anyways, continuous. If your Vanguard is a V-SpO, this card gets all the following abilities. Continuous Vanguard, this unit gets plus 5k. Okay, automatic.
Guardian Circle.
Booster. My bad. It's a Guardian Circle with that 5k shield. So automatically 10k shield. Audio rear guard. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted Freedom Violet Kagasumide. Cost. Put 2 rear guards in the same color in this unit into Soul. Choose a normal order from your drop and put it into your hand. Okay. I see this.
So if you find both, you use this effect, put the grade 1. We're talking about just the V-SpO orders right now, right? So you put this into Soul, you put the grade 1 order into hand. Your turn ends, you discard a card from hand, and you put the grade 2 normal order into your hand. So you have both orders now for the next turn to play.
Not bad. And you really didn't waste anything from resources like getting this, because this, you get, like I said, you call it from the red line.
Yep. By the way, we're gonna get more. We're gonna get more of these cards that are like this, where you get a grade 2 that calls a grade 1 plush. They're also V-SpO in another nation. If you're building an only V-SpO deck, you can run those in this deck. But if you're running a lyrical deck, you cannot run those in the lyrical deck, since they do not have lyrical as a nation.
The fact that you said they all have a call, yes. The fact that you said that they all call a plush.
Yes, this is a plushie. Is it not a plushie?
No, it's a plushie, but like this is something you don't hear every day in Vanguard. I'm going to call it a plushie.
Okay, valid. And we're going to continue into the other ride line. Start us off with first map Yakumo Beni. This is the Dark States V-SpO ride line. And because it's Dark States, it'll follow Dark States type things. So Hector, take it away.
First, before we start that, I really fucking like this art. And
Trust
I want
me,
to
me
pick it just because of the art.
Hey now, I really like the effects that are going on. I want to pick it up for the effects and the art.
We can tell what kind of people we like, you know, all the way like looks, you know, Philip likes a personality. Anyways, her name is Newcastle Lord Yakumo Beni. Continuous, if your Vanguard is a V-SpO, they can sell the following abilities like every other card. When this unit is brought upon by a grade 2 Yakumo Beni in its card name, call this card to the rear guard. Auto rear guard, when this unit attacks or boosts, this unit gets power plus 5k to the end of the battle. At the end of that battle, put this into the soul. This effect is mandatory. Dude, this is remind you easy Russian.
What does this remind you
automatic of? What, the go in the soul back in the thing?
Yeah. Jejewel, man, it's the grade 1 ride line from Jejewel.
Yeah.
It's a fucking carbon copy.
This is gonna be a thing.
100%. And it doesn't stop here, because we got Queen of Loyal Flowers, Yakumo Beni. Same
Followers.
thing. Yeah. Followers, thank you. Same thing, if you have V-SpO Vanguard, it gets all the following. When this unit is rolled upon by grade 3 card with Yakumo Beni in its card name, search your deck for up to 1 card with Kurumi Noa in its card name, call it to rearguard and shuffle the deck. So it's the same as the other ride line, you search out the other dual nation that goes on the rearguard. Auto, when this unit is placed on rearguard, put a card from hand into soul, draw a card, and this unit gets power 5k until the end of turn.
Interesting.
There is a giant reason why you want to start putting cards into your soul. Read the Vanguard.
Yes. Sweet Night, Blood Moon, Yakumo Beni. I really love her art. At the beginning of your battle phase, all of your opponent's Vanguards get my... Shit. Alright.
Wait for it.
At the beginning of your battle phase, all your opponent's Vanguards get minus 5k until they turn for every 5 cards on your soul?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so automatically 10, that's 10k. Jesus Christ, if you start getting Barrow Magnus numbers, then we're really gonna get somewhere. If your soul has 10 or more cards, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and you may put it into the soul. Oh, okay. Jesus, why is this Barrow Magnus vibes?
So keep reading.
Auto Vanguard. When this unit attacks, cost counter +1. Perform all the following according to the number of cards in your soul. 4 or more, choose the 1 card from your soul and call it to rear guard. Not bad. 9 or more, this unit gets drive +1 until the end of the battle. 13 or more, this unit gets +1 critical until the end of that battle. This is everything Barrow Magnus wishes it could be.
In a sense, yeah. Yeah, it does. Ain't it great?
Yeah.
Oh, look,
Hey, listen,
I
I'm
have
not
15 cards in soul. Let me just neg 15. Let me call a rear guard. Let me triple drive with a double critical. Like, why not? Who needs to gain power when I can take away power?
Take away power, drive check, critical. Yeah.
Multi-attack. Hell, I'm finally tempted to try out a card. There's a grade 3 in Dark State that said when it's called from soul by a card, I think Vanguard's ability or card's ability, not sure. But basically when it gets called out of soul, it's a grade 3. You can counter +1, I think discard a card, gains 10k power, if not 15k power, and it's a Baldur effect, or no Sentinel effect, one of the two. I do not remember the full card as you can tell, but it's call from soul, pay a cost, I believe it's counterblast, gain power, and it's either Baldur or no Sentinels.
Which is really, really, really nice.
Oh, I need to start cooking this. I have a couple ideas. There's so many Dark States cards I want to put in here. One Swirler. I'm fucking putting Swirler in Soul Charge, Soul Charge, Soul Charge.
Still saying Swirler should be completely banned, but for this case, I might allow him.
By the way, real quick ruling thing about her. Her ability that when she checks her soul and does the following abilities, even if you were to call a card out of soul for the 4 or more cost, and it puts you, let's say, to 12, and you're no longer at 13, when you perform the ability, you were at 13 cards, therefore you will get the critical +1, even though in that moment, you do not have 13 cards in your soul anymore. I am 90% sure that is the ruling that someone posted and is correct. I am waiting on the peanut gallery to confirm it for me potentially, but yeah, that is correct. So I'm 100% sure now that is correct.
I mean, I figured it would, since it checks for every single. It doesn't check each individual one; it checks all of them at the same time.
Correct. But it's nice. It's a nice clarification, just because an instance like that can happen. You imagine yourself sitting on the other side and someone doing this and going, "Well, you call the card out of deck. You're out of soul. You don't have 13 or more. You have only 12 now."
True. At that point, they should just start saying, "Since I have 13 or more, I get this. Since I have 9 or more, I get this." And
exactly. Anyway. Moving on. This is the grade 2 card that gets called from the ride line. We got Sugar Nuts, Kurami, Noah. Very similar abilities, you'll notice. If you have a Vanguard V-SpO in its card name, get all the following. If your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this cost may be paid with Energy Blast Suite when this unit is placed on rear guard. Counter +1, search your deck for up to 1 Fancy Devil Army Roro. Call it to rear guard in the same column as this unit, and if you search your deck, shuffle your deck. So that ability stays the same. Its secondary ability, however, is Continuous Rear Guard. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, and your soul has 2 or more Fancy Devil Army Roro, this unit gets power 10k, and it's active during your opponent's turn as well.
That's gonna be a thing. That's an automatic 28k.
Yep, not to mention your opponent's Vanguard more likely is getting neg 5 or neg 10. You know why I like this deck?
Why?
I'm playing a fucking Dark States Velstra. Neg. Anyway, Hector, here is the plushie that gets called.
Fancy Devil Army Roro. V-SpO, same thing. When this unit is placed on rearguard circle, choose a card from your drop zone, put it yourself. Hallelujah, absolutely wonderful card. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted Sugar Nuts. Cost, put 2 rearguards in the same column this unit into soul and draw a card. Jesus, so this thing just fills it back up.
Yeah. So you can have a column of this, right? And then it gets placed, you put a card in the soul, so you +1. So your ride line stays in your soul, right? So you have 0, 1, 2. You have 3 cards in your soul already because of your ride line. You call this, your ride line calls the grade 2, the grade 2 calls this puts another card in your soul, so you're at 4 automatically. So you're already at your first condition to be able to multi-attack. You play any other Dark States card, or you play if you're playing a V-SpO only deck, you play the Order. It soul charges 1. Or you play the grade 2 ride line. It puts a card from hand into soul and draws a card. So you have ways to get to 5 to neck 5 your opponent. But let's say you're in Dark States, right? You find any Dark States effect soul charge, you get to 5, you start your battle phase. And then you have, let's say, another column of this, or something else, yada, yada, yada. You swing with this, you put this into soul, you immediately increase from 4/5 to whatever by 2 more, and you draw a card. So your soul count is actually going to go up decently fast. Not to mention, hold the fucking phone. Wait a minute. When this unit is placed on oh my god. This also works for the Bermuda deck. It's placed from hand. You can activate this again. You can put this into soul, draw a card, swing your Vanguard, counter +1, call this out of soul, energy blast, search your deck for another copy of the plush, call it the rearguard.
In English? Search your deck.
It's an on-place. Your Vanguard calls it from soul. You can activate the on-place again to get another plushie from deck.
Oh.
So in a perfect world, if you see one of this in your hand, you ride, you energy blast, you call grade 2, you call grade 1. You call this from hand, you energy blast or counter blast, whatever you fucking want, you call another plus from deck, right?
Yeah.
You swing with rearguard column, put those 2 into soul, draw a card. Your Vanguard now is at a certain soul count, whatever. You swing with Vanguard, you're definitely at 4 more. You call this out, you do energy blast 3 or counter blast 1, I don't care. You call another plush, so you've gotten 3 of them out. You soul charged 3 because of their on places. So now your Vanguard does that and swings and does triple drive or whatever it has. You swing with a column, you put it into soul, you draw a card. You swing with the last column, you have 2 of the devil plushie in your soul now because of this. So this is a 10k bigger.
That
And it
that's gonna get very stupid.
Hector, this whole combo that I told you. So hold up, I wanna reiterate this. You ride Vanguard, you have 4 cards in soul. You call grade 2 because of the Vanguard ability. The grade 2 calls the grade 1. The grade 1 puts a card in soul. You're at 5. You call the grade 2 from hand. That's -1 from hand. It calls another grade 1. You put another card in soul. You're at 6. So unless you find other ways to soul charge, you're going to stay at 6. Swing in the rear guard, put 2 cards in the soul, you're at 7, 8. Does the Vanguard need on attack to do things? It's an on attack check, right? It's an on attack check, yes. Yes, it is. It is a when this unit attacks check. So you can find a way to soul charge 1 more fucking card. You can have triple drive. So you swing a Vanguard triple drive, you call it out, you energy blast, you call another. Wait a minute. No, it doesn't. It misses timing. Anyway, you call another plus, you soul charge another card, then you have another swing and oh my fucking god. Hector, I want you just to
cooking.
I want you -1 card in hand, motherfucker. You only -1 card in hand. If you see one of the Dual Nation cards in your hand, you minus only 1 card in your hand in this entire combo I just told you, and you drew 1, 2. If you want to use it on the last one, 3, and a triple drive, you've plus 6 cards in your hand by minusing 1.
Oh, This man has cooked. This man has cooked.
My brain is going into overdrive. What did I want to say? And I'm going, oh yeah, Hector, I want you to imagine this. You're a grade 2. The battle phase has begun. You have been necked 5. You are a 5k Vanguard. Here's 18. Here's 13 triple drive. Here's another 18 to your 5. And here's a 28 to your 5. All of these numbers are not accounting for triggers.
The fact that you, as you said, you can do that when you're at grade 2.
Uh-huh. I'm pretty sure. When grade 3 or greater Vanguard, so yeah, calling when if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater. So the 28 is not gonna happen because you're gonna be at 5. But my point stands.
Still very threatening.
Yes. Yeah, you can do all this while your opponent's a grade 2. You can put your opponent at a 5k Vanguard. If you man, I want to put in Zargon in here. Oh, you're gonna let my Vanguard hit? Cool. Put 2 cards from my drop into Soul. Oh, look, I'm at 10 cards in Soul while you're grade 2. You're at a 0 Vanguard. I'm gonna cook. I'm gonna cook so fucking bad.
Jesus.
All right. As I mentioned before, you can either pick the nation that Dual Nation is a part of, or you can build a whole V-SpO deck. And if you build a whole V-SpO deck, you actually do have access to a V-SpO only overtrigger. Hector, the overtrigger is called Clutch Time, and I wish more overtriggers were designed this way in all honesty. Because its additional effect says perform one of the following. You either choose one of your units and it gets critical +1 until the end of turn, or choose a card from your damage zone and heal it.
Okay.
It's a very simple overtrigger.
It's a very simple overtrigger. I don't understand why you would want more similar to like this.
I wish all overtriggers were designed in this way from the get-go, where you have 2 niche abilities, but you pick which one depending on the situation.
Oh, okay. In that aspect, yeah. Because I was thinking about like the blue OT, where it gets a crit, but you get something back from the drop zone.
Exactly.
It's not or, it's and. So this one is or. In retrospect, in comparison to the OTs we currently have, this is not that good. I'm saying if OTs from the get-go were designed in this fashion, I think everybody would have a little bit better time with OTs. You'd have to drop down the 100 million power, then would be a fun time.
It would be a better time than it is now, at least.
Agreed.
All right, so that was the V-SpO.
Listen, we don't need to open up that can of worms.
No, that was the V-SpO only overtrigger. So now we're gonna move on to some Mythiarch support.
And the cards that you need promos to play with.
I mean, the promo helps.
The promo very much helps, and you absolutely need it in the deck. Anyways, so this one is a grade 2 Mythiarch Merilish. It looks like some kind of goat thing. Reminds me of like wanna be from Yu-Gi-Oh! The archer lady. I don't fucking know the name, but you guys know what I'm talking about.
Not one bit.
You'll look it up later. When this unit is placed on rearguard by the ability of your card with Mythiarch in its card name, if you have a Vanguard with Mythiarch in its card name, cost Cannibals 1, draw a card. See what I mean? Draw a card, and until the end of turn, when your opponent would call cards from their hand from Guardian Circle for this battle that this unit attacked, they must call 2 or more at the same time. Nice little niche effect.
Very. I do like how it procs either through Mythiarch's attack ability or if you rip it off the top 5 when you write it.
As long as it's called by Mythiarch. Giraffe, bounce it, bring it back.
True, that would activate it as well.
Yeah, because as long as it's Mythiarch, as long as it's called by the ability of a Mythiarch and you have a Vanguard Mythiarch, it doesn't necessarily say your Vanguard Mythiarch has to call it.
Exactly. Oh, okay, very really good. It does cost a CB, but CB draw with Baldor is honestly very worth it. Speaking of very worth it, they got another double rare, which gives me hope for Silhouette. In MEMEBR, Ristmi. Ristmi it is.
Rithmi.
It's a grade
English
1 that has actually a really cool ability. Auto drop zone. When your grade 3 or greater Vanguard and MEMEBR and its card name is placed, perform one of the following. If you do not have a unit with the same card name as this unit, you may call this card to your rear guard. If you have a unit with the same card name as this card, Soul Blast 1, put this card on the bottom of the deck and draw a card. And then it has continuous back row center rear guard during your turn. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, all of your front row units with MEMEBR and their card names get 5k. Holy shit, this one is honestly triple rare worthy if you ask me.
It is. It definitely is triple rare worthy.
Hold on, does this mean that MEMEBR really just needs to keep one rear guard on the board to activate its neg hand ability?
From my understanding, yes, because it's MEMEBR's on place. It's whenever it's on place, and this thing is also activates when your Vanguard's on place. So you can both the effects activate. You can choose which one to activate first.
Yeah, so you can call the ride line out. You can call this from drop, and then you can use MEMEBR's ability to call from the top deck. And now you have enough units on board. If you had a unit on board already, one at minimum, to just go.
Which
okay,
the grade 1 comes out as, I believe.
Yeah. So
or you had to
doable.
call one. Yeah. Which majority of times, as long as you can keep one on the board, you're fine.
I do like how let's say you have like 3 of these in your drop zone, right? All right, I'm gonna call one, and then I'm gonna Soul Blast 2, put 2 on the bottom, and draw 2 cards. Because why not? Because why the fuck not? Oh, this is a quality of life.
Yeah, because I mean the thing with MEMEBR grade 2.
It didn't gain power until it restood, right?
No, I'm talking about the grade 2 from the ride line. I think it's whatever it's called. You can soul charge 1 and it does something.
It prevents your opponent from intercepting.
Yeah, which I mean, you really don't care for the intercepting because at this point,
True. But that's not where it ends. They did get one more card of support. It's not that impressive, but it is still a card of support.
yeah, little porky. You ready with this one or am I?
You got it.
Okay, so this one is a MEMEBR Porcupine. Fucked up name. Continuous rearguard. When the ability of your unit with MEMEBR and his card name would count the number of units, this unit may be guarded as counting for 2 units. So if you were, kind of messed up, then this one counts for 2. Nice little niche effect. The rest of it is auto rearguard when this unit attacks. If you have 5 or more units with MEMEBR in a card name, this unit gets plus 10k until the end of that battle. Nice little 23k beat stick.
I think the idea behind it is that if you have the grade 1 that we talked about, and you have an empty board, you call the grade 1, you call the ride line out, you find this on the top of your deck, you only have 3 rear guards on the board, but since this counts at 2, you still meet your conditions.
Correct. I mean, it's nice. I could see people playing as a 1-up, but
It's a 23k beat stick. That's a 28k beat stick if you run the grade 1 in the back row. So it's not bad, but you do got better stuff.
Yeah. Plus, MEMEBR is already, you can cut some space down, but there's space.
All right. So with that, that's been it for 2 weeks worth of fucking leaks. If there wasn't so many key cards, we probably would have finished this sooner, but we're going for a 2-hour episode here. So we're going to end this quickly on the news section. We have some confirmation for the 2nd season of Divine Z, and we already have our next main, I'm going to just speculate, main villain of the arc. And his new boss unit that looks like a bug dragon.
I also agree that it looks like a bug dragon. See the mandibles and then the wings that look like they have veins. Like I can see people thinking that it looked like Space Dragon, but this looks like the neck and the body of a bug.
Yep.
The hands too.
So this is also going to be the cover art for Booster Set 4 Destined Showdown, releasing in Japan on August 9th. It will feature all 6 nations again, as well as 5 Destined 1 units with divine skills. Hector, do you remember that conversation we had?
Or we were thinking about like what it was going to be, and we were guessing it was, oh yeah, it might be Destined 1, and we were absolutely correct.
So the reason we're getting 5 Destined ones with divine skills, more than likely we're not getting a Destined one for Keter, since we already have 2 Fated ones for Keter. So this set should fill out to where each nation has minimum 2 divine scale boss units. Now, if Bushiroad decides to change this on us, that's a different story.
I mean, to be fair, we didn't need the Fated one a time.
It's a fun effect,
It's a fun effect, but you know.
So just for one more little bit of information, the guy on the picture is named Kuon Aikawa, and his unit is Destined 1 of Infinity Levidrus.
Okay, that makes sense.
I honestly do believe. Yes?
I think Levy means, I don't know what the official thing for Levy, but you can infer from Levy being Leviathan, which is, you know, a big giant thing.
Right. So from the cover art of the set, as well as the logo, we can kind of start speculating that this bug dragon is indeed a bug dragon, which means our new boss unit or evil boss unit will be a Stoicheia boss unit.
Also, Infinity, kind of think like, you know, infinite number of soldiers just sending out there, bug soldiers everywhere.
That could be very possible. We did get Mega Colony Type C promo that you can run 16 of.
I mean,
that would be funny if that was. Yeah, that would be funny if that was foreshadowing. Speaking of which, we'll talk about Helldivers later. We got to talk about something else right now, though. They are introducing 2 new Stride deck sets this year again. And this year, we are getting Hari and Nightrose Stride deck sets, the Lumi Labyrinth combo, once again.
You already know our feelings on those, but the fact that they could have picked anything else for the first Stoicheia one.
Correct. They could have picked Thavas. They could have
100%. I would have been down with it.
Yeah. This, however, this put a wrench a little bit because now the main 5 nations all have a Stride deck set. Dark States has 2, and Lyrical still has 0. I honestly do believe that eventually they have to give us a Lyrical Stride deck set. Because set 13, Booster Set 4 of Lyrical introduced us the Grade 3 generic support card that says when it's discarded for riding Grade 3 or Stride, you draw a card. Which means half of that ability is very pointless in Standard right now.
True.
And you saw the buyouts of that exact same card effect of Stoicheia when Nightrose got revealed.
I was really banking on the fact that I saw the art. I was thinking, oh, it's gonna be Thavas. I'm gonna hold on to him. I'm gonna get this set and I'm gonna hold on to him when they announce it. And they announced Nightrose.
Hey man, there's unfortunately more people in the camp that want Nightrose and Hari than you are that want Thavas.
Hey, listen, I'm pretty sure I can find a good amount of people who want, you know, some kind of Aqua Force desk Stride deck back.
Valid. So, that's fun news. They also released a lot of products for it. Apparently, this will be dropping in Japan on September 6th, so we in English should expect it sometime in January.
Yeah, sounds about right.
By the way, promos! The new June standard shop tournament promos will be out in June, of course. And these include the following. The Grade 1 support card for Sienna. The Silhouette Grade 1 that gives your armed cards 5k and provides you multi-attack. The Grade 1 Dragon Empire that supports both Eugene and Gandiva. They are going to reprint not only the Jail Blitz that we mentioned, Quinn Lu, but also Mita, who's been very much used in Gandiva. But they're also going to be introducing Varga, thank you. But they're also going to be introducing the last jump rides or ride fixers or however you want to call them for Eva, Chaos, and Tamayura finally. See, everybody's on that Eva hype train, making a monster Eva hybrid using that promo and doing some bullshit. I'm over here waiting for my Chaos promo going, wait until I get to grade 3 and punch you in the face real fucking hard.
You're never gonna let Chaos go, are you?
Chaos is good. Fight me. I will tell you right now, Chaos. If you watch the video between Chaos versus Tamayura, you'll see some shenanigans.
I'm not disagreeing with the strength. I'm just saying Chaos is just one of those, like, we know you're there, but there's other better stuff in terms of better cooling.
Wait until we get this promo. Wait until we get this promo. How do you like 5 attacks while you're at grade? No, can I do this at grade 2? No, I can't. Okay. How do you like 5 attacks still that are all potentially Ballador?
That sounds like a very annoying time.
I know. I love it. Anyway, moving on to the news section, we got the next product stream or strategy presentation coming on June 18th, and this one will not be divided in 2 games, but it will be only in 2 days, but it will only be in 1 day and cover all Bushiroad TCGs from Vanguard, White Swords Brew, Reef4U, Shadowverse, their new Baseball Dream On, as well as card game. I don't know what that is, but we'll see.
3 o'clock, so it'll be 13, so it's 1 o'clock.
That is 1 o'clock JP
1 o'clock
time.
for them.
Which is a 14-hour difference, which means it's 11 p.m. for you guys, and like 8-hour difference for me, so it's like, math.
You're the math major.
Exactly. Last thing we're going to talk about before we end this episode here is the PV for set 3 dropped, so we're going to kind of see some of the arts for the upcoming units we're going to be getting. First one we're going to cover is this Dark States looking unit. I will immediately speculate because we have gotten cards like this already in the set that it is going to be a generic Dark States grade 1 triple rare that's going to do something generic because we have a generic grade 1 for Stoicheia. We today read the generic Keter one, and I think this is going to be the Dark States version of those 2 cards.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the art looks cool.
Yeah. That looks interesting.
To say the least.
I'm pretty sure this card is going to be...
glass support?
100% glass support, yeah.
Considering he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eyes.
And he has basically his hand that looks like a candle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely glass support. More glass support. More glass support, and yes, fork, and some ghost type looking units. Silhouette support.
Well, is this one just a Brentgate Workroid?
This is silhouette support because of the way the art is, and I think someone already confirmed that this unit does appear in the manga. This is, I think, silhouette support directly.
Fair enough.
And then, you know, we got Hari back, but that can't be our only Pale Moon big bomb drop. We got this cool looking circus dragon.
Nice little purple flames.
Yep. We got this cool looking beast tamer.
Which, you know, She needs to pull her shirt up a little bit. The lion's looking a little hungry.
Yep, and of course, because of all this, we're getting Venus. Holy shit. I feel bad for Minerva, Maelstrom, Ezel, and Vanquisher, because they're going to have to wait for their second boss units.
Vermilion,
thank you. Oh, she looks so beautiful, man.
I'm not gonna lie, she does. And this is only part of her art. I would say to see her full art.
I know, right? I can't wait. So those are the units we get to look forward to in the next upcoming leaks. Speaking of upcoming leaks, if I can scroll down to the correct part. Next Tuesday stream, there will be revealing, there it is, not only the other or the last Dual Nation collab, which will be, you know, the Dragon Empire one with the V-SpO. They will be revealing Silverthorn Dragon Empress Venus Lucier on the Tuesday stream. So we're not gonna have to wait long to see what she does.
Not bad at all.
As for the Thursday stream, we are finally going to see our last ride line in One Who Governs Rituals Sacrifice Glass, as well as their related cards. Now it's time to fully manifest Grand Dogma through Ritual.
You know, the kind of reminds me of a little bit. I wonder if he could have been trying to summon Amon, which I know he's trying to summon the ancient one, but you know, it would have been cool if he could summon Amon with the amount of eyes.
I have not read the lore, but from the description of the stream, it's going to be, he apparently is summoning Grand Dogma, which you can see in the preview art, is more than likely going to be that unit, because you see this big giant deity looming over the Dark State's capital.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's the Dark State's capital on the bottom section of the art.
Huh. I have to get a better, closer look at it.
Damn it. Ooh, good. That better.
That actually works. Scroll up a little bit. Okay, so that is not Amon, nor is it...
if you look at her... excuse me. If you look at her chest area, you do see eyes that are sideways. And that is Amon-esque.
That is Amon-esque, but it's not Amon. Also, look at their hair. You see how it's got like 3 on the right side and 3 on the left?
Yeah, that's like also Amon-esque.
Blue circle. Yeah, so like, could it be the daughter or wife of Amon?
That would be cool lore. I do not know. I really don't. I can't wait though, because this art does look cool, and it is going to be apparently summoning a grade 3 normal unit. The reason I say grade 3 normal unit is because Huzzah, it's not going to be summoning like a token unit or something bullshit like that, like we had with Blade Master and V. You know what I'm on about.
Oh, I know what you're on about.
But that's not the only thing that's going to be showing on Thursday. We're also probably going to get that first art we covered, the triple rare card, which are Ghost and Demon Respect. We also have the mentioned triple rare cards. Yeah, whatever. A lot of shit happening next week. That's the point.
Yes, a lot.
Anyway, with all that being said, let's end this 2-hour episode here. So thank you everybody so much for watching 219 of V-Time. If you liked the episode, please like, share with your friends, comment down below what you are looking forward to, the next reveals, look here, this and that. Huzzah, maybe even looking forward to set 4 and what goodies the Destined ones might bring. But if you like what we do here, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, get notified, maybe even become a member for some awesome perks. But with all that being said, I've been Philip.
I've been Hector.
And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.
Woo! Yeah, that purple background was on point for everything, especially the end.
Especially for the black fire, all that stuff.
Holy shit.